Today we'll be having a look at May June 2024. Alright guys, let's begin. Question 1. Which of the following types of business environments is most typical in the Commonwealth Caribbean? As you all know, answer for this should be B, mixed economic system. Question 2. Which of the following is not an example of an unethical business practice? Definitely the answer should be C, retrenching of inefficient workers. Moving on to question 3. The policies of a company are usually formulated by, as we all know, directors. Nicely done. Question 4. Which of the following are advantages of a sole trader? Well, shared profits. Well, no. Sole trader will actually get all his profits. Ease of setup, yes. Flexible working hours, yes. Best response here should be 2 and 3, which is C. Good job, guys. Moving on to question 5. A major function of the public sector will be there to, in fact, B, serve the entire population. Nice. Question 6. Leadership styles. A laissez-faire leader can best be described as one who, as we all know, laissez-faire would allow workers to do as they please in terms of making decisions. Therefore, answer should be D, stays in the background and allows subordinates to make their own decisions. Not too bad, guys. We got you pretty well with those 6 questions thus far. Moving on to question 7. Question 7, we do have an organizational chart. And this question 7 asks us about which of the following positions will best be suited at X, and X is at the top of the organizational chart. Therefore, answer should be B, Board of Directors. Moving on to question 8. The main purpose of installing a suggestion box in a company is to get workers' views on C, ways of improving the workplace. Question 9. Selecting the objectives and procedures for achieving goals is referred to as planning. Moving on to question 10. Which of the following statements best describes the functions of a trade union? The trade union will be there to ensure that workers secure better wages and have improved working conditions. There we go, answer should be A. Question 11. Which of the following actions demonstrate the characteristics of a good leader? Inspires workers, delegates responsibilities, makes intelligent decisions. Definitely all 3. Answer should be D, 1, 2, and 3. Moving on to question 12. The person responsible for bringing together and organizing the factors of production will be known as the entrepreneur. Nicely done. Question 13. An analysis of the viability of a business idea and an examination of the different aspects of operating a business is known as a feasibility study. Moving on to question 14. The business opportunity element of the business plan gives a description of, well, as you all know, the business opportunity is simply letting persons know what goods and services are to be sold or offered. Question 15. Cash used to secure a loan at a bank is referred to as collateral. Question 16. Which of the following is a regulatory requirement for an entrepreneur? Regulatory means by law and instruction that they must follow. Answer should be C, paying national insurance to the government. Moving on to question 17. The monthly payments made to an insurance company by its policyholders are referred to as premiums. Answer should be B for question 17. Moving on to question 18. Melissa, a teenager, wanted to earn extra income, so she offered to wash cars for $10. Miss Hines brought her car to be washed. Melissa washed the car and Miss Hines paid her $15. What type of contract is demonstrated in this case above? Well, this is definitely a simple contract. B is our answer for question 18. Moving on to question 19. Which of the following statements best describes a specialty contract? Well, specialty contracts, as we all know, characteristics include signed, sealed, and delivered. Answer should be C. Contract must be signed, sealed, and delivered. Moving on to question 20. Which of the following ways is not a legitimate way of terminating a contract? Answer should be D. Change of mind. Question 21. Which of the following is an example of extractive production? Extractive is when you are taking raw materials out of the earth. This should be agriculture. Moving on to question 22. The term division of labor can be defined as where we separate tasks to complete a job. Answer should be C. Question 23. Productivity can be measured by output versus input. Therefore, answer should be A, output divided by input. Moving on to question 24. Which of the following activities is most likely undertaken in the cottage industry? Cottage industry, as we all know, business developed from home, small scale, using local raw materials, all those. Answer should be C, making of sugar cakes. Moving on to question 25. Which of the following conditions will constitute a linkage between two industries? Linkage means output from one will be input from another and vice versa. Answer for question 25 should be D. Output of one industry becomes the input of another industry. Moving down to question 26. In the Caribbean, many people are hired for sugarcane farming and very little equipment is used. This can be best described as definitely labor intensive. Question 27. Which of the following examples of fixed capital? Fixed capital is our plant and machinery. Question 28. That should be C, plant and machinery. Right, so moving on to question 28. The producers of power drink create an advertisement which promoted their drink as being superior to Energy Plus drinks produced by another business. This type of advertisement is referred to as, well, D, competitive advertising, guys. Moving on to question 29. A business should utilize channels such as a wholesale, retail, or internet to make products available to consumers. Which of the following activities is best described in the statement above? Well, as we all know, this statement represents our distribution channel A. Moving on to question 30. Which of the following factors is least likely to influence consumer behavior? Answer for question 30 should be D, place of residence. Moving on to question 31. Which of the following are functions of packaging, guys? Packaging definitely will be there to protect the product. Yes. Preserve the product. Definitely. Promote the product. Correct as well. Answer for question 31 should be D, 1, 2, and 3. Moving on to question 32. A situation where a business gains editorial space without having to pay for it should be known as publicity A. Moving on to question 33. John sought permission to prevent a local art gallery from reproducing and selling his paintings. This legal means of protecting his work is referred to as, we all know, it should be C as our answer, copyright. Moving on to question 24. Product, price, place, promotion are all components of the marketing mix, guys. The 4 P's. Answer should be B for question 34. Moving on to question 35. Which of the following is not a major function of a retailer? Retailers do provide lots of functions, but one of them which is not a major function should be D, transporting goods to suitable storage facilities. That should be more of a function of a wholesaler, guys, right? So D is the answer. Alright, question 36. Which of the following is a global logistics provider? Answer should be C, DHL. Question 37. In business, logistics is defined as, well, we all know logistics is simply the movement of goods from point of acquisition to the final destination, therefore C. Managing resources from the point of acquisition, storage, and transportation to their final destination. Good job. Time for us to move on to question 38. Which of the following documents issued by a carrier or its agent shows ownership of imported goods? Answer should be A, bill of lading, or BOL. Moving on to question 39. Which of the following will be considered a producer? Producer is one who produces goods. Alright guys, answer to question 39 should definitely be A soft drink manufacturer who sells his products on a local market. So he's actually producing goods for sale. Great. Question 40. JB Auto Company decided to export car engines from Barbados to Trinidad. Which of the following methods is best suited for the transport of engines? These are heavy items. Answer should be C, transport, which is letter B. Question 41. Which of the following is not a source of income for an individual who engages in personal budgeting? So, which is not a source of income. Not a source of income will definitely be B, loan repayment. Moving on to question 42. Which of the following services is provided by commercial banks? So commercial banks do provide a service where they accept deposits from customers. Answer should be D. Moving on to question 43. What are the major functions of the central bank? We all know that the central bank is there to issue notes and coins. A. Question 44. Mrs. Jones has several bills of fixed amounts to pay every month. She made an arrangement with her bank to make these monthly payments from her account. This service provided by the bank will be referred to as a standing order. C, guys. Moving on to question 45. Mia would like to protect her passport, birth certificate, and jewelry. Which of the following commercial bank services could she use? Well, she could definitely use those safety deposit boxes. B. Moving on to question 46. Which of the following entities can have their shares traded on a stock exchange? Well, companies would have stocks traded on stock exchange. Those will be your public companies. Answer for question 46 should be B. 57. Which of the following is a function of the Chamber of Commerce? Now, Chamber of Commerce, answer here should be C, assisting in securing markets for products. Moving on to question 48. The success of a government's economic policy can most effectively be measured by definitely an increase in the standard of living. There we go, B as our answer. Question 49. Which of the following are examples of direct taxation? Direct taxation, income tax, yes. Purchase tax, well, with purchase tax, now the purchaser has the option to buy the item or not, to pay purchase tax. Corporation tax, definitely all companies will have to pay those. Therefore, the answer for question 49, direct taxation 1 and 3, which should be C. Moving on to question 50. Which of the following statements accurately describes taxation as a means of redistributed income? Redistributed income means taking from the high earners, passing it on to low income earners. So the answer for this question should be D. Higher income earners are taxed at a higher rate so as to provide benefits to lower income earners. There we go. Moving on to question 51. Governments can positively influence business activity by reducing taxes, guys. A. Question 52. Government offers subsidies to businesses in order to, well, reduce their costs and ultimately prices to consumers. 52, the answer is B. Question 53. A price control may be defined as we all know, government will set a limit on the price of goods and services. Answer should be D. Moving on to question 54. The provision of social services by a government does not include, well, tax refunds. A for question 54. Question 55. The buying and selling of goods and services among countries will be referred to as international trade. B as our answer. Good job. Moving on to question 56. The gross national product of a country is defined as, well, this will include all the income earned from residents of the country coming from abroad. So definitely the answer should be B. Income earned in the country less income payable outside the country. There we go. Moving on to question 57. By the way, guys, that was B as your answer for question 56. Moving on to 57, which the following practices will contribute to the economic growth and development of your country? Answer for question 57 should definitely be D. Provision of loans and technical assistance for establishing local businesses. Great job. Now moving on to question 58. Which of the following is the benefit of CSME? Answer for that should definitely be A. Common trade policy, as you all know. Good job, guys. Moving on to question 59. Which of the following, when increased, would not contribute to the improved standard of living in your country? And the answer for this will definitely be C. The country's population. This may not contribute to the improved standard of living. Finally, for question 60, Unemployment caused by a downturn in the economy is referred to as a cyclical, guys. Alright, so good job. Alright, guys, we now completed June 2024, paper 1 POB.